All right. So I'm here today. This week's podcast is solo. And I know it's been a hot minute since I've done one of these solo from my office versus the podcast studio next door, but I didn't have anybody booked to come on this week. Got some new guests next week and the week after, but gives you all an opportunity to catch up and listen to some of the other ones. But I'm going to use this time as an opportunity to go over a couple things, double edge update, if you will, and talk about some things going on here at the gym and some things coming up at the gym, various stuff. So first thing that I want to talk about is a little bit of construction update. So concrete floor at Midtown, all that area on the whiteboard area, like we know it's bad. It's constantly varied, functional, non-functional flooring to make sure that we're training you for the long term, right? So you can handle varying floor patterns. It's what's developed there, and we've adapted and we've overcome. But it's coming to an end here this year. So this is going to be a big job, all right? That's why I'm going to put this out now so we can have it on the radar for us. It's going to happen. Concrete work is going to start the day after Labor Day in September, okay? We are going to be doing that entire side, 100-foot by 20-foot span. So the whole drop zone, if you will, of the south side of Double Edge Midtown, we are going to be ripping it all out, new base, new concrete, 6 inches thick. I never want to deal with it again for the rest of my life, okay, on that side of the gym. We're just doing that side of the gym. It's a pretty expensive undertaking, and here's the other thing. Because of the scope of what we're going to do, we are going to be shutting down Midtown for approximately 7 to 10 days to get this done in the most efficient manner as possible, to get back to business with a flat, less lumpy floor. Okay, so that's the plan. The reason we're choosing that week after Labor Day, historically for the last 10 years, that's been the single slowest week in the gym. Lowest attendance across the board for the last 10 years running has been that week. Kind of makes sense. School's just starting back up. It's the last opportunity for vacations. It's the last 3-day weekend. And that is, I feel like that's an opportune time to get that done. So we're going to knock that out. With that, we're going to be adding more classes to the South Gym. Big classes. We're going to have all the coaching staff is going to be coaching at South, and we are going to be running some fun stuff that might be slightly different from our regularly scheduled things, but it's going to be a good time. We're all going to continue to get fit over that short period of time. Just remember, it's only 3.5 miles down the road. I literally commute between both gyms almost every single day, coaching-wise. And we should be able to have a lot of fun. Will be big classes. And be able to still get our fitness in while we get the concrete done. Because they're going to be in here saw cutting, digging it out with tractors. It's going to be a full-scale replacement. And we want to do it right, and we want to do it once. And the most efficient way to do that is to just shut down the gym. We're going to visqueen everything off to control dust and dirt as much as humanly possible and be able to get back up and running as fast as possible. I've gone through a couple different scenarios on doing a little part here and a little part there and spreading out over time. It just doesn't make sense. So logistically, to get all the concrete work on the worst part of the gym done is to knock it out in one shot and give the construction crew the space and just let them get after it, get it done. So that will be happening starting the Tuesday after Labor Day in September. What day is that exactly? Let's look it up. I think it's September 2nd. So starting September 2nd, Midtown, I'm going to close the gym from September 2nd through the 12th. The following week, we should be able to get it all done. And then Monday, the 15th, we're back in business. Now, we won't be dropping weight on that for probably 2 more weeks because the concrete needs time to cure, but we will be able to get back to business and start working out and doing our thing with a flat, solid surface. All right, we got to give this floor its credit, though. It's like 60, 70 years old, and if you saw the concrete that was under it, the fact that it held up this long is pretty miraculous. I've spot replaced and repaired spots over the years, and some places the concrete is literally only a couple inches thick, like 1 or 2 inches, and it's not even good concrete. It's just like the garbage that was left over from something, they just put it in here. So, considering the age and so forth, it's pretty miraculous it made it this long, but it is time. And we're going to get that taken care of this year, and it will be the week of September 2nd, and we will be coaching more classes, bigger classes, good vibes, lots of fun energy down at the South Gym. So that's what's happening there. Double Edge South construction update. We are actively getting quotes from some landscape companies. We've been in a little turmoil with the association down there. It's too much to discuss here, but it's been a couple year process that's involved lawyers and stress and BS. It's been a slight bit of a nightmare when it comes to the HOA that thinks they control the stuff down there, but only do it if they want. It's a real pain. And we're in the process of dealing with that still to this day. But we are going to, on our own, because we're done waiting for them to get it done, we are going to get the landscaping cleaned up down there, the homeless remnants cleaned up, new trees planted, and so forth. And that should be happening soon. Like I said, we're getting quotes and some ideas to keep it simple, easy to clean, hopefully somewhat of homeless person deterrent, if you will. And that is going to be done this year and probably sooner than later. You know, like I said, we're getting quotes. Again, if you guys know anything about the construction world right now, everybody's busy, lots going on, costs up. Nothing about it really is fun, but these are 2 things that we want to get taken care of. And yeah, so that's construction updates that's going on. Next little update, it's more for Midtown. You guys probably already know her. She's already here full time. We got Faye Marcotte. She hails from England. Her and her husband moved here this year, and she came in here to check out the gym, to join the gym, to work out, and found out she was a coach. She is she's the fittest human being I've ever been around. She's super awesome, but she's been coaching for years over in the UK. CrossFit, Pilates, swimming, running. She's coached it all. She's very knowledgeable, very smart, and she replaced Coach Jess here because Coach Jess, congratulations to her, got hired as full-time professor at UNR. So exciting little evolution there. It kind of happened seamlessly. It was like perfect opportunity with Faye coming in, working out, and then she wanted to coach again, and then Jess got hired full-time, and it was a very easy, stress-free transition, and it's been really cool to have her here. And if you guys haven't met her, she's super awesome, and she's coaching 7, 9, 11, and 12 at Midtown. Basically, it took over Jess's coaching schedule, and still see Jess around. she'll still be around, and she's going to help subclasses and so forth going forward. But she'd got this opportunity at UNR. Super happy for her to do that. And we get Faye, and Faye's awesome. So if you haven't met her yet, check out one of her classes. I don't think you'll be sad about that. She's super awesome. Super, super awesome. So we got that little coaching update there. When it comes to Coach Chase and his evolution into the police force, that's still ongoing. We are actively interviewing some coaches for the evening classes. He's not leaving till the end of the year. His last day is like the end of December sometime, and the plan is for him to go to the police academy in January. So if you didn't hear that whole podcast or this is news to you, but we are actively interviewing folks. We got a couple people we're talking with about taking over his schedule in the afternoon here at Midtown when that time comes. And it's already June. So, we're 6 months out on that. But if you guys are like me, you feel like time is just flying by way faster than it should be. It's kind of sad sometimes how fast days, weeks, and months go by. So the time will be here before I know it, but we are actively right now interviewing people. If you know people out there that might be interested, looking for a full-time coaching job, now would be the opportunity to inquire about that. And we're going to be pretty picky, pretty choosy on this position. It's pretty important. Coaching the afternoons is one of the higher responsibility jobs around here. So we want to make sure we find the right person, the right fit, and give them ample time to work with Coach Chase leading up to him moving on to the police academy to make sure it's a smooth transition, just like it was with Faye and Jess. I want it to be just as smooth as that. That's good for you guys in class. That's good for me and my stress. We just want a nice thing. So we got that going on. Over the next 2 weeks, end of this month, we're going to be getting this on Monday, so we will have started it, but we will be beginning the retesting of Coach Chase's 3-month block of programming that he has done for us here at the gym. You guys remember that? It was spicy, and we're going to be retesting those workouts again going into the end of June. That'll be the retest. All right, so we'll be retesting some lifts, some Metcons, the 5-minute bike test, the 2-mile run. We're going to be hitting those again, hoping, we see a lot of PRs out there. And, so that's programming going into the end of this month. Starting in July, this will be the first time really in Double Edge history I will be working with my brother going forward on programming for Double Edge Fitness for the rest of my life. And I say that with enthusiasm for multiple reasons. And me and my bro will get into it probably in one of these podcasts at some point. Basically, I say that because programming is a big deal here at the gym. And I love bringing in different coaches and different insights. Chase has been phenomenal. I've been enjoying his stuff. It's added variety and flavor, different thought processes, which has been good. He did just get his master's degree in exercise science. And to my depression, I thought he was going to be somebody I was going to be grooming for the long term here. Maybe potentially running one of these one day. And my hopes and dreams got ripped out from under me. Sad panda. I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's found something he's really passionate about, and I mean it wholeheartedly that I think he'll be a phenomenal servant to our community, and I can't think of a better person to wear the uniform than Chase. Doesn't mean I'm not sad about it. Doesn't mean I'm not upset about it, because he's been great value. And going forward, though, I don't want to be changing around programming with big deviations too often without some sort of long-term plan with what we're doing. My brother and I have been at this a long time. We know the industry pretty darn well at this point, know quite a bit about fitness programming. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. That's why I do like two people doing it and helping each other. And I am going to be the voice, I guess, for Midtown when we get together and talk about what we're seeing in classes and, how we want to progress and move forward with programming week by week, month by month, so forth. Mixing in a little bit of, I'm at a different chapter of my life, like a lot of members here when it comes to age and training, and then, still keeping that youthful kind of CrossFit vibe also. Hope some of that makes sense, but we're really going to try to blend our minds together and continue to build a great program that evolves with our community, with the needs of our members. And I think I'm in a good position now to do that and have more insights on that, mostly because I'm coaching at both gyms every single week. I'm seeing a big, broad variety of members, what's happening in classes across the board. And, I think it puts me in a nice position to be able to help have a larger overview of how classes are going, how people are responding to the workouts, and what I'm seeing. So, yeah. So my brother and I will be working on that together going forward. It'll be a team effort, and I'm excited about it. It's a lot of work. I know it might not seem like that from the outside looking in, but programming is both a science and an art, and they both matter when it comes to putting together good group class programming. And we want to continue to improve it and build upon it and evolve it. Yeah. So that's programming update. If you got questions on that, talk to my brother, talk to me, and we'll start rolling, forward with that starting in July. All right. Some of the maybe not so fun. I don't know. Let's talk about more fun stuff first. Next fun thing, I don't know if you guys saw the newsletter. One, if you don't get the newsletter, let me know, let Chris know, shoot us an email. And some people, if you don't get the newsletter, you're probably not going to hear this. I don't know. But a lot of our content goes out and shared through the newsletter. But if you didn't see it, we had our weigh-in in May for the gym. The gym this year has a goal. I set the goal because I want us to hit this goal of losing 1,000 pounds of body fat as a gym and gaining 100 pounds of muscle as a gym. This year, so far to date, we are at 464.7 pounds of fat lost, which this is only like half of our members weighing in. The rest of you, if you're not doing your in-body scans, let's get on it. Let's get on it. It's an important metric for your long-term health. It's a great thing to know, and it's a great way to track your progress over time. All right? When it comes to your metabolic health, it's very important. It's very important. Compositional health is it's important for physique. It's important to know that what you're doing is actually working when it comes to that. And body composition, less adipose tissue, more muscle tissue, is so much better for your long-term health. So these are metrics we want to track. All right. I know sometimes I've gone a long time without doing an in-body scan in the past, and that was more out of ignorance is bliss. And then things start getting sideways, and I don't like that. So, you guys, get your in-body scans. Our goal is to do it every 4 months. So we did in January, then we did it again in May. So that gave us, February, March, April. So 3-month block there of training, and then we do another in-body. And our goal is to do that sequence, forever now. These are going to be prompted for the rest of our days for the whole member group to do it. Get this in-body scan. And we've gained 57.2 pounds of muscle. Went on a tangent there. All right, we gained 57.2 pounds of muscle. We've lost 464 pounds of body fat, and that's with just about half of our members weighing in. All right, so if we had our whole community doing this and getting after it, I think we're going to destroy this goal. I think we're going to beat the goal of 1,000 pounds and 100 pounds. But if we can get everybody involved and everybody taking a little deeper look at their health here, I think we can really do great things. All right, that's what I want for us. So if you haven't done an in-body scan or you don't know how to do an in-body scan, please, by all means, talk to your coach. It's super easy. There's an in-body machine at both gyms, and you can do it kind of any time. There's an optimal time to do it. I made a whole video on this. Best time of day to do it. It's fasted first thing in the morning. It's going to be the most accurate. But as long as you want to do it before your workout, okay, no matter what, do it before your workout. As long as you do it the same time of day, same habits before it, each time you're going to get a consistent rate of change. What I wouldn't do is like an in-body in the evening and then your next one in the morning. It could be big fluctuations. You won't get an accurate rate of change. So if you're an in-body, if you're lunchtime worker outer, do your in-body before class, on that regimen. All right. So hope that makes sense. If you got questions about in-body scan, your in-body scan, I'm always happy to help. Reach out. Always happy to help. Our coaches are always happy to help. Just let us know. But get your in-bodies in. And I don't care how often you do it. I wouldn't do it any less than every 2 weeks. That's in-body suggestion, every 2 weeks, especially if you're on a program. I personally like it, once a month, once every 8 weeks. But as a gym, I'm going to prompt us to do it at a minimum 4 times a year. All right. So that is that on the in-body update. So that's exciting news. Like with just half our community doing that, we're already almost halfway to that goal. It's pretty awesome. So let's do it. And if you didn't weigh in January, it doesn't mean you can't start now and contribute to the goal. We got 2 more weigh-ins this year as a community, and every pound matters. Every pound matters. So you can start getting after it right now, tracking it and doing it, and you're still going to help us all achieve our goal for the bigger picture. All right? There's been some people that have had pretty phenomenal results because when they do their in-body, they get a little more mindful and they start making changes. And ultimately, isn't that why we're doing this? To get healthier, to get fitter. And this is just a great metric that helps us individually continuously improve our health, right? So there's that. All right, let's see what else I got here to talk about. Let's talk about open gym. Right, both gyms offer open gym to our members on an open gym membership. If you didn't know this, this is what I'm sharing now. So we have our group class membership, and then we have an add-on, which is $30 more per month, and you can do open gym basically whenever you want throughout the day. That is the turf area at Midtown and the back area at South. Now, we have a chunk of people that pay extra for this. And what I've noticed is there's a handful of people slipping over doing open gym stuff that aren't paying fairly for this. So it's very unfair to the people, one, that are paying for it. And, well, it's basically stealing if you're using it, not paying for it. The reason we charge extra for it is because, one, I don't want to be an open gym facility. If we want to do that, we would have opened a Globo Gym. We are a coaching facility first. That is primary for us. Open gym is for those who want to get a little extra in, who are training for something very specific, and so forth. If I were not the owner of this gym and I were a member, I would be on the membership that includes group class and open gym because I like doing group class, but I like doing a little bit of extra stuff on my own too. That's what that model is for, and we charge extra for it to keep the congestion down so it doesn't become a shit show. And I've gotten a couple complaints from members saying that a couple of the hours throughout the day are becoming a shit show. And then I look on the video cameras and see who's in there. And I know who has open gym memberships and who doesn't. So if you don't have an open gym membership, please understand that that is a privilege. You can upgrade. I don't sell a lot of them I don't get asked about it that much, but if you would like to upgrade your membership to include open gym, I would be happy to do that for you, right? So just a friendly reminder, the open gym time is for those who pay for that time, and it protects the space, it protects the equipment, and so forth, to be able to accommodate those members who are paying extra to have that perk. All right. And I don't want to beat this too much, but it is kind of a big deal, especially when you get handful of people that aren't paying that and other people are. So I'm going to be more proactive in policing it. I don't like to be that guy, but we have to be fair across the board. This has been the standard for the last 7-8 years, hasn't changed. So if you are using any of the equipment on the turf at Midtown or in the back of the gym at South, that does require an open gym membership to be fair to everybody here at the gym who has been members for a very long time. All right. That's that. All right. So if you get an email from me, a text from me, or I tell you in person because I happen to be here, don't take it personal. It's just we have to have some structure there. All right. We have to have some structure there. I have invested more stuff, more equipment, more things in the open gym side over the last couple of years. And that is for those people. That's for our personal training clients. That is for those people. And yeah. So if you want to add on, there's still some room to add on, but don't just use it without having an open gym membership. Right? Thank you. Thank you. I love you. But I'm going to have to be that guy on that topic. So next, let's talk about the recovery room at Midtown. This has been awesome. Everybody who's on a recovery room membership has been great the last year. We've had no issues, no cleaning issues. People have been very respectful of the space, very much enjoying the space. People have been very appreciative of it. And it's been good. Now, I am going to open up 10 more spots to the recovery room. I did add a second cold plunge to the recovery room this year. So we have 2 cold plunges now, one that's at 55 degrees and one that's at 45 degrees for different reasons. Some of the men can tolerate and enjoy the very cold, but more research supporting women being at a slightly warmer temperature, so that 55 degree one. I kind of prefer the 55 degree one, truth be told. So we do have 2 cold plunges in there now. Still got the 1 sauna. We might add a second sauna next year or something. It's on my mind. I'm trying to balance. I don't want that room to become a place of stress for me. I'm chief cleaning officer of that room. I take a lot of pride in that room, and it is a very nice added benefit to the gym and those who subscribe to the recovery room membership. Very much enjoy that I haven't oversaturated the room, and there's always space in there. It's always quiet. And it's a very relaxing, recovery-oriented place. So we're going to keep it that way. I am going to open up 10 more spots for Double Edge members. If you're interested in that, the cost of that is $60 a month or $600 a year for Double Edge members. And yeah, so if you're interested, hit me up and we can talk about it, get you set up, go over the stuff, answer your questions. After 2 years now of using sauna and cold plunging, it's definitely made a huge difference for me. I will say I do not cold plunge every single day, mostly because I'm a wimp. And I try to isolate my cold plunging to more recovery, low volume training days now, and then on the weekends. If I was not being such a wimp, it is a great way to wake up. You are wide awake when you hit that cold plunge first thing in the morning. But I have not been walking into the gym hitting the cold plunge every single day. Sometimes I think about it, but then I don't. So that would be one of the big changes that I haven't been as consistent on as I was the first year we had it. Basically, winter broke me. Getting out of my truck and it's cold outside, coming into the gym and getting in the cold water, it broke me a little bit. There's weakness leaking out. But in general, I'm still cold plunging about 3 days a week, and still feels great for my body, great for my mind. Still enjoy it, but I do love that sauna. I love the sauna. My favorite time to sauna is when I can do it right after my workout. Speeds up my recovery, and arguably it's supposed to help increase your fitness. I don't know, but it definitely speeds up my recovery time, and I just enjoy it. It's a great peaceful thing that I feel good, and I love it. I love it a lot. So still got the Normatec boots in there. We still got other recovery tools in there. And yeah, so if it's something you're interested in, it's at such a low price point. Like, you guys have no idea. There's some cold plunge sauna place that just opened up in town, and to have unlimited usage of it, you are going to pay $250 a month. If you're going to buy this stuff yourself, if you're not going to get the cheap stuff, you're looking at anywhere from an $8,000 to $20,000 investment at home. So doing it at $60 a month to allow you come and go access whenever you want, it's a hell of a deal. And it is a perk. It is a benefit. But I am going to keep the attendance of that room low so it doesn't become a stressor for me, and it's just a nice thing that the people who want that truly enjoy it and value it. So there's that. We got the recovery room. Next, CrossFit Kids. I've been asked for a couple of years now if, when, what am I going to add CrossFit Kids to Double Edge Fitness. I'm very conflicted on it. I am personally a certified CrossFit Kids coach. I've done the certification, did it years ago. I think it's extremely valuable for kids to have a fitness resource in their life. Back when I was growing up, it was sports. Nowadays it's different. But, I think gymnastics is great. Obviously, I think sports are great. But I do see the value of starting at a young age doing this stuff. And, am I going to add it? I don't know, to be honest. This gym was never built with the business model in mind to be a kids-oriented gym because it's a big animal. It's a big responsibility. It's something that I don't take lightly. And it's not something I just want to jump into for like a business growth piece of the business. That's not my thought. Our bread and butter is what we do every day for the clientele that we serve every day. That is what we are good at. It's what we're really good at. And that is the backbone of what we do. So when you start adding in these other little things, they're variables. And CrossFit Kids is a big variable. It takes a lot of responsibility. It requires a coach or coaches that are very invested into coaching kids. And I don't know if you've ever coached any of your kids' sports or coached younger kids. It is a lot. It's a lot. And it's a big responsibility. And it's important. Adding it to our current situation and group class structure, it's not something I'm willing to embark on at the moment. Now, some of you guys see me working out with my son. Jackson loves training with me. He loves it. And he truly, for 7 years old, his focus and attention and willingness to learn CrossFit, not just play games. Like CrossFit Kids at its core is playing games and doing functional movements through games. He wants to do Metcons and Olympic lifting with me. He doesn't have interest. I've done the game style CrossFit stuff with him, and he has no interest. He has interest in doing CrossFit. And for me, it is something that I enjoy doing with my son that I don't necessarily want to turn into work. So that's why I am not personally going to be starting a CrossFit Kids program that I coach. Now, if there is somebody that genuinely wants to help me, like work with me to develop a program and run a CrossFit Kids program, I would not be adverse to having that conversation and doing that. But it's got to be the right coach. It's got to be the right person with the right mindset. And until that person comes along or I find them, I'm not in a rush to add a younger kids program. And when I say younger kids, it's basically ages 7 to 11 is about that age group. So once you hit 12, 13 years old, I've had many kids join our group class. As long as they listen to the coach and are respectful of the class, ages 12 and 13 and up, they do great. They come in with their parents. They do the same class as everybody else, and they do great. I've had quite a few kids over the years in that age group, 12, 13 years old and up, have great success. Now, I don't know if you know, but like Ryan Perry, games athlete, she's 16. And she started working out here and doing things here when she was pretty darn young, probably about Jackson's age. She also was a very high-level gymnast. She did a lot of gymnastics. That was her main sport. But she was around CrossFit, always in here with her dad, doing things in the gym. When we tried CrossFit Kids back in the day, she was part of it. And, yeah, I mean, kids can have great success here in our regular program. A couple variables there. They have to be respectful. They have to listen. They have to be able to get, do the whole hour. I've had kids try to join class before and then they don't pay attention, they don't listen, and it doesn't work. So as long as you have a good relationship with the coach and we talk with the coach is okay with it, kids ages 12 and up, I'm fine having the conversation, getting them right into our classes. I don't market it. I don't talk about it a lot because our goal is not to be a kids-oriented gym. But that doesn't mean I don't want to give our members, children, an opportunity to live a healthy and fit lifestyle and establish these habits, learn these skills at a young age. Now, you might be asking me or thinking, is lifting weights safe when you're young? Should girls be lifting weights? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Across the board. As young as you want. Jackson 7, he started taking interest in it like 6 months ago. He absolutely loves it. I have zero qualms with him lifting weights and doing all the things. Obviously I spend a lot of focused time with him and on skill development, technique, and so forth. That's a perk of me being his dad. But again, his attention span and focus and joy for doing training with me is something near and dear to my heart. It's something I truly enjoy and value doing with him, and I don't want to turn that necessarily into work for me at this juncture. So, kids, if you have children in your life, ages 12 and up, like I think he was 7th grade. I think today in 6 a.m. class. Did great. Members kid came in, did great. So we do it, and membership's membership. Your children, they get their first 30 days free like everybody else. You get to try it out, mom and dad. Then they pay membership just like everybody else. And yeah, that's how that works. That's how it works for years. I just don't talk about it. I don't promote it. It's just something, parents ask me, hey, can my kid come and work out? And I tell them exactly what I'm telling you all right now. And that's how it's been for many years. So yeah. Let's see. We got CrossFit Kids covered. Let's talk about primary care at Double Edge Fitness Midtown. So, as many of you guys know at this juncture, I've talked about it, marketed it, shared it. My wife, Cassie Wallach, is a primary care provider. She opened her own clinic, Vertical Primary Care, inside Double Edge Fitness Midtown. She's in the room right next to Chris McBroom, who is our chiropractor. He owns Active Health Reno, and he's been with us for a long time also. So that is our two medically oriented folks in the gym. I mean, Chris has been here forever. 7 years now, long time. It's been awesome. Love having him. But now my wife is here and she's been here since February. She does primary care. What is primary care? Primary care is everything medicine outside of specialty needs. So everybody should have a primary care provider. They are your number one resource for all things medical health related. It's amazing how many people don't have a primary care provider. But you should. Doesn't mean it needs to be my wife, but it should be somebody. But I bring this up because we brought her into the gym because I was sending more and more members to go see her. And she was getting burnt out in the current state of how medicine is handled from an insurance standpoint, time slots. I mean, you're expected to see 30 plus patients a day, 15-minute intervals, sometimes 20 if you're lucky. And it's just, it turns into chaos. It burns you out. And I was sending a lot of members to her because she understands everything we do, and we're here trying to optimize our health. We're not here just to check boxes. And what she is really good at and loves and enjoys doing as a primary care provider is optimizing your long-term health. And with that, bringing her into the gym gave her an opportunity to be that medical provider, to be that person that can spend a long time with you going over everything to optimize your health in heavy detail. These aren't short appointments. These are detailed, in-depth labs, lab analysis, physical exams. Like, you are going to get into the weeds of your long-term health. And she's going to look at it through a lens of your long-term best outcome. And if you don't understand what I'm saying there, that's okay. That's okay. But I'm just saying, you're not going to find somebody that is going to provide that level of care. And with that smart of a lens, she's really smart. All right? I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But she's already filling up. And I'm not saying this is some kind of marketing sense of urgency deal. I've seen it happen at 4 other practices before she opened her own deal. That she gets booked out and she simply can't take on any more patients because it's a lot of work and you can only handle so many. You can't handle unlimited patients. All right. I think you guys might understand that. Now, I'm telling you from experience that she's going to end up at capacity, and it's probably going to happen sooner than later. And if you've been thinking on the fence about establishing care with her, making her your primary care provider, I've had a lot of members talk to me about it and this and that. If it's something you're on the fence about, I'd say just don't put it off forever, because there's going to become a point. We were talking about this weekend. We don't know what that number is, but she wants to balance providing quality medical care, which is a hell of a lot different than you're going to get in the current medical system, with her life and desire of being a mother and being there for our kids. Balance. She's not looking to make this is not going to be a full-time 40, 50, 60-hour week medical job for her. It's going to be a place where she can provide highest level of care to her patient panel. And we talk about it each month of where that is going to be capped off at. And it will come to a point that it will be waitlisted. Okay, and strictly waitlisted. It won't be any like, hey man, can you get me in? I'm not going to do that to her. She wants to enjoy practicing medicine. And I've just seen her get booked out before. And then this is what happened last time. I'm calling her to have her office override her taking new patients because it's somebody from the gym that really was burnt out with their current situation or whatever and wanted to get into her. So when she does hit capacity here, it will be waitlisted, and that's just going to be that. All right. So I bring this up because we're already having conversations kind of around where that patient care workload is with her and her life. So not there yet. Not there yet. She's still got more capacity, and I just wanted to share that. Let's just say this is your last and final warning of at some point you're going to be like, well, I want to get in there. I need help. So right now, still taking new patients, probably for the rate she's going, probably for the next 5 to 6 months. And then I suspect it to end up being a wait list at a certain point. Just to understand a couple variables there. She is cash pay. All right, we're not taking insurance, not dealing with that hellhole. It really chokes off providers from providing high quality care. And so there's that. And then for her to be, she's not in urgent care. Okay. She does urgent care things for people who are established with her. So if you are one of her patients and you've established care and she is your primary care, okay, so basically you are now paying her to be your medical provider, your primary care. She can and does do all the urgent care kind of stuff, and she does all the medical stuff, all the things, right? All the things. She does those for people who are her patients, but she is not an urgent care for people who are not her patients, all right? We've been getting some questions, and she has helped a couple people in that situation where they aren't established with her navigate some pretty heavy medical stuff, and they aren't her patient yet. They, came into her as an urgent care kind of setup. But the problem with that is you come in with the urgent care kind of setup. She helps you navigate and get the tests and get the referrals and everything you need to get to the next phase. Well, if you haven't established her as your primary care, there's other, all the referral stuff's going to come back to her. Everything's going to come back to her, but she's not your primary care. All right, you need to establish with her as your primary care, and then you can use her as all of your medical needs, even the urgent care kind of oriented stuff. Obviously, we don't do x-rays and stuff in the gym like you would get at an urgent care, but she can handle a lot of those things. And just want to kind of clear up some of that gray area there for her from our members, because it is not just a swing by urgent care because you're a member of the gym. Her practice can't function that way, and that is not the way she intended for it to be set up. She's intended for it to be set up with being your primary care source of long-term health and guidance, and that resource and that person that is available for you, here for you, and putting in a hell of a lot of work for you, above and beyond what you get in a regular primary care setting. It's massively above and beyond what you get. So it's a different model, not very common. And yeah. So if you got questions on that, feel free to reach out to her, verticalprimarycare.com. You can contact her right through the website. You can ask me. I kind of know most of the things that are going on with that. And, I see her daily. But if you do have questions about it, you want to chat with her about anything going on, and if it could be a good fit for you, she'll meet with you. She'll meet with you to go over that. So, yeah, reach out to her. Next. Double Edge Prom. Back in 2019, we had this massive community event. It was Double Edge Prom. It was a formal night, dress up. We all got out. We had DJ, music, drink, catered dinner, fun night out where we all got to pretend like we were back in prom days. It was a lot of fun. it was a blast. But it was single-handedly the most expensive thing I had ever done, and it was rough when it came to financially navigating that whole deal. We went big. It was fun, but it was one of the big reasons we didn't jump right back into making it a repeat year. Simply, I couldn't afford it. But there has been quite a few members asking me over the last few years, like, hey, are we ever going to do something like that again? And it's come up enough to bring it up again. Now, there are ways that we can pull it off, save a little money, do it a little more financially responsible, if you will, and still make it a fun night out, dress up, community event. Without, say, the back-end stress you guys didn't really see. So we're looking to bring that back this year. We're looking to bring it back in December. We had a long conversation with the staff this last weekend about it, and we're all kind of on board to bring it back. But we need your insights. We need to know the interest, and if that's something you want to do, if that's something, back then we charged $75 per ticket, and that still it wasn't even close to covering. Don't get me wrong. I'm okay covering a chunk of the costs, but Double Edge Fitness is not just like fitness facilities in general aren't just like these just cash cows. Like you just throw money, whatever. All right. So when we do some of these bigger events, we need buy-in from our members, and it has to be a shared expenditure, from us and from our members. Another reason we got to do that is when we've done some of these things in the past, people say they want to come, we get everything planned, you order the food, you get the space, and then last minute, 20% of the people don't show up. There's no buy-in. That really sucks too. So balancing both of those variables, I want you guys' insights, I want your guys' feedback, I want your thoughts. We did send out a survey in the newsletter that went out, well, when you were listening to this, it went out last week. That survey is also going to be in the bathrooms, so you can scan it, fill out that survey, let us know your interests, let us know your thoughts. And yeah, we're looking to bring it back in December. I think December 14th was the day we're looking at. And we got a few ideas. December 13th, Saturday, December 13th. We have a few ideas looking at, and it comes down to if the interest is there. So we want to find out in June if the interest is there, and then we can start, building upon some fun ideas and bringing that kind of event back to the gym, back to the community, and so forth. So, yeah, fill out the survey. Let us know. Tell your coaches. Let's talk about it. Let's make it a conversation in the gym. And we'd love to bring back an event like that, but we do have to balance doing it with some fiscal responsibility, if you will, and making sure it's a good, fun night out that the whole community, or at least a big chunk of the community wants to participate in. Between both gyms, over 400 people, if only 10 people show up, it's not worth the time to do it. So, something like this, we want a big turnout, and we want it to be a lot of fun and really bringing the communities together. So, yeah, let us know. Next. Last thing. Double Edge South is officially a High Rocks affiliate now. It's a High Rocks training center. All right. We've been talking about this as a couple of us coaches for a while. We've been following the High Rocks thing for a while. Quite a few of our members did the one that Carson City CrossFit put on down in Carson. And it looks and is a great event. It's a great event. The High Rocks, the sanctioned events that High Rocks puts on are spectacles. Like, they're really cool. I haven't done one yet. I plan on signing up and doing one. It looks like a great time. Their goal, their business methodology, what they're looking at doing, it originated in Europe. It started in Germany, and it started in 2017, so it's still relatively new. And it's really cool. It's something that I can very much support. It's something that is inspiring people to get fitter, do, training for it and doing the events and so forth. It's cool. It's cool. And I personally am looking forward to I'm going to compete in one. And, my training has facilitated these kind of events. And it's something that we as a gym, as a coaching staff, we're talking about, and we want to take it to the next level. So we decided that we are going to affiliate the South Gym. They're going to be a High Rocks coaching center. And what does that mean? So, one, you pay for it to be able to use their name, right? Just like we do with CrossFit, right? We pay to use that name to be affiliated with the brand, represent the brand, right? And training for High Rocks, CrossFit happens to be one of the single best methodologies for training for High Rocks. As you've probably seen, if you follow any of the High Rocks stuff, lots of bigger name CrossFit athletes are participating in the events too and doing pretty well. So it's a very good complementary thing to what we do. And it's fun. It looks fun. Looks like a lot of fun. The members that have done it, Coach Jason at the South Gym and his wife Stephanie did an official sanctioned High Rocks event. They did the one in Las Vegas. A handful of members, I think, went down and did that one too. They had a blast. They said it was a great time. I've talked to a couple other members who have done one up in Canada. They had a blast. Said it was a great time. And it's something that I can get behind, and us and me and the rest of the team are really not just excited, but it's cool. Like it's a good fit for us and what we're doing here as a fitness community, our training methodology, the way we work out and so forth. It's cool. So you're going to be seeing some High Rocks associated stuff coming out of the South Gym. And it's going to be focused at Double Edge South. It's going to be their baby. We're going to add High Rocks classes. We are going to have some High Rocks oriented programming down there. Obviously with High Rocks classes, it's going to be High Rocks oriented programming. And I'm really excited to see what this evolves into as a community and just as another fun variable for us to, train for. And, I love training for my long-term health. That is my number one focus, but it is nice to train for events and to do things to express our fitness and our hard work. And High Rocks, I think, is doing a great job, and it's something that us as a community and us as a community of coaches here at Double Edge really do feel is a great fit for us. And we are excited to be, affiliated with them now and to go down that path. So yeah, we don't have an exact date. We just went through the whole process of affiliation. Coaches are working through the credential to quote unquote coach High Rocks classes. And once we get that all tackled down over the next few weeks, we will start getting out more information on classes and various things that we're going to be adding to the South Gym in regards to this. So stay tuned to that. And it's going to be pretty cool. If you got questions on it, feel free, ask any of us. Again, this is relatively new to me as a sport, and I'm excited to, be on this adventure with you guys. The cool thing is our foundation of training leads right into it. It has a bunch of elements of CrossFit, functional movements. It does require a lot more running, right? So, I'm trying to work on my running here. All right, I'm trying to get better at it. Now that I'm signed up for an RTO Ultra team and looking at a couple other running events. But, yeah. So it's going to just be another awesome way for us to express our fitness and work on our fitness together as a community. And it's extremely complementary to everything we already do. So I genuinely think it's going to be a great fit. It's going to be a fun addition to the South Gym, and I'm excited to have this offering down there and to start doing this. It's going to be a good time. You guys, I think that is all for the business updates of Double Edge Fitness. And if you got questions about any of this stuff, feel free to reach out. I'm always here, happy to help. I do respond to emails in a semi-timely manner. One rule, if you've never heard the rule, if I do not respond to you within 2 business days, send it again, because that means it got lost. I've had this same email address for 11 years. You can imagine how much spam that email address gets. Now, I do use some tools to keep it kind of clean, but it's not perfect. So if you don't get a response from me within 2 business days, please send it again. I'm not ignoring you. I am not being passive aggressive. Sometimes it gets lost, and I do my best to keep it clean and updated and responsive. But please, always feel free to reach out to me, ask me questions, business, double edge about our business, training, coaching, whatever. I'm here to help. And so are all the other coaches. So you guys, we're here for you. Hope these updates didn't bore you too much. Maybe some of them excited you. And yeah, looking forward to the rest of the year. And that's it. I love you guys. And I will, see you on the next episode. Peace.